This week in Black History, back in 1926, the Harlem Globetrotters is a comedic but highly skilled basketball team. It was organized by Abe Saperstein, guess what, in Chicago. The Globetrotters are actually from Chicago. The group's original name was the Savoy Big Five, after Chicago Savoy Ballroom. And so that's who they really were when they first started traveling. So people say, how did they become the Globetrotters, the Harlem Globetrotters? Well, they only had jerseys with New York on. And so in the early games, they wore these jerseys suggesting they were from New York, but they really were from Chicago. And so eventually, they just picked a neighborhood in New York, Harlem, which was the blackest neighborhood. They became the Harlem Globetrotters. That's the real truth about how they became that. Some of the greatest names that played for the Globetrotters were guys like Geese Osby and Goose Tatum and Marcus Haynes and Curly Neal and Meadowlark Lemon. And I have to admit, when I was younger, they'd take us to the games all the time, Brother January. And I actually saw several times Curly Neal and Meadowlark Lemon and those guys. They were good. And you knew it was all fixed. You hate to be on the Washington Generals team because you go get beat. But the reality was they're an incredible group, and they still travel today. And so all that started right here in Chicago on the South Side. This week in Black History, in 1944, Matthew Henson received a medal from the U.S. Congress for being the co-discoverer of the North Pole along with Robert Peary. Now, this is where the confusion comes in. The medal came 35 years after the historic feat because Peary, who was Henson's boss, received all the credit decades before. However, in reality, the records show that Henson led a party of 4 Eskimos that reached the North Pole 45 minutes before Peary did. So really, he was the first to be there. But you know how that works. Those with the pen make the history. Finally, lastly, this week in Black History, in 1967, some of y'all were alive then, down in Birmingham, Alabama, a deputy sheriff shot and killed Robert Lacey, who was a black man, while arresting him for failing to take his dog to the vet. The story goes, Brother Charles, that the family dog, he had 6 kids and his wife, and the dog got out and bit somebody in the neighborhood. And when you bite, the dog bites, you got to take him to the vet. They didn't have no car, so they didn't. So they sent the police to his house. He was taking a shower. The kids, they were playing in the backyard or something like that. I read the story, it's online. And he came to the door, and the police told him, hey, your dog bit. Got to take him to the vet. So we're here to take you and the dog to the vet. He said, just take the dog. I don't bite. Just take the dog. And you understand, Mr. Lacey was a big black man. Very, very stout guy. And so when he was getting dressed, the police followed him to the bedroom. And he opened the drawer, and he pulled his underwear, and a gun fell on the floor. Sounds familiar, don't it? And so they jumped on it. The gun was over there. If you read the stories, Quincy has a long story online about this. And so they pinned him against the wall, and he was saying, hey, just stop. And they, when they pulled him down on the ground, threw him on the ground to handcuff him, one of the police had taken his gun out and shot him in the leg. And he's yelling. His family came in, and they were saying, stop. And one of the other cops got nervous, pulled his gun out and shot him between the eyes and killed him. That's how he died. The family told the courts, no, that's not how this happened. But nobody got prosecuted. And so what's happening today has always happened to us. And so that happened this week when? In Black History. Give yourself a hand for knowing more about yourself.